Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss the concept of ubiquity of microorganisms and a very interesting recent concept which is called microbiome. So let us begin with the ubiquity first. Microorganisms are said to be ubiquitous. The meaning of the term ubiquitous is that they are present everywhere. Right from the air that you're breathing right now, to the water which is present in river, in the ocean, in the lakes, even the soil in which you are growing plants, you're doing agriculture, the soil around you, the dust particles around you, all of these have microorganisms. Microorganisms are even present on the surface of your body, which is basically the skin, and also they are present inside your body. But let me tell you that some parts of your body are supposed to be free of microorganisms. For example, blood. Blood is supposed to be free of microorganisms. But if you talk about intestine, gut, a digestive system, it is containing microorganisms. So this clearly tells us that some regions of our body are sterile, which means they are free of microorganisms, while some have a unique composition of microorganisms present in it. As we go ahead, we will speak more about this aspect. Let me tell you that microorganisms can also survive in extreme climatic conditions. So right from hot springs to glaciers, you will find microorganisms everywhere. They can survive higher temperatures and they can survive freezing temperatures as well. Similarly, you will find microorganisms which can tolerate high salt concentrations, high sugar concentrations. They can even survive radiations, which means they have the ability to thrive, survive, grow in extreme conditions as well. Such organisms are what we call as extremophiles because they love to grow in extreme conditions. The question that you should have at this point of time is that this clearly indicates that they are everywhere. Right from probably volcanic eruptions to glaciers, we will be able to find them in every extreme condition. Indeed. But the question is, how are they able to manage to survive under such conditions? That is where nature plays its very important role. Adaptations. Organisms have a tendency to adapt themselves to the conditions in which they are. And that gives them the ability to survive in all these kind of extreme environmental situations. These adaptations make them fit, give them some modifications where they can manage to deal with such situations which normally other organisms cannot survive at. So probably if you, other plants or animals are put at 90 degrees Celsius, we won't survive. But there are some microorganisms which can very well survive at 90 degrees because they have been modified in terms of their structural composition, chemical composition in such a way that they can manage to live even at 90 degrees Celsius. So this brings us to a concept of special set of modifications which microorganisms possess, which makes them strong enough, fit enough to survive in so many variety of conditions. Let me tell you that there are microorganisms which can even survive in situations where nutrition availability is very, very low, but still organisms can grow in such niches. That makes microorganisms truly very special in terms of the abilities that they possess. Very interesting question that people come up with is, are microorganisms present in space? So let me tell you that there are several researchers who are trying to study microorganisms which may be present in space. So astromicrobiology is a very interesting arena where researchers across the globe are trying to understand that how different are microorganisms that survive in space as compared to the microorganisms that we find on Earth. Let us now go to the concept of microbiome. Microbiome is nothing but the community of microorganisms that you find in a particular environment. So for example, all kinds of microorganisms that we find on our skin, that is going to be referred to as skin microbiome. Another example that I can give you is all kinds of microorganisms that you find in your intestine will make up your intestinal microbiome. Now the question arises, are these organisms good or bad? Is microbiome going to pose benefit or is it going to pose harm? So let us have a look at this aspect, wherein if you look at this image, you will see that this indicates the kind of, where all microorganisms are present on your skin. So right from head to toe, you will find that microorganisms are present in every nook and corner of your body. And the kind of microorganisms that are seen on your head, on your scalp, in your armpits, in your groin region, these are going to differ. Why are they going to differ? Because the conditions are different. Armpits and groin region are those regions where you sweat a lot. So the chemical composition of that region of your body is different from rest of the skin. So the microorganisms that are going to be present in every area of your body is going to differ. Let us look at some very interesting facts. They say that there are 100 trillion microorganisms that live inside and on our body, which makes up the human microbiome. Look at the number, it's 100 trillion. And let me tell you that the number of bacterial or microbial cells, not just bacterial, but microbial cells that are present in our system or on our body is much higher than the number of cells we have in our body. Isn't that funny? That microorganisms are more in number in and on our body as compared to our own cells. So people across the globe have started questioning that are we really made up of just human cells, or are microorganisms also having a very significant role to play in this? It is very interesting to see that there are 10,000 different bacterial or microbial species that make up the microbiome, the human microbiome. Several diseases are being linked to how your microbiome composition is. Is it having good organisms or is it having some harmful microorganisms? So what kind of organisms do you possess on your body decides how healthy or how ill you are going to basically feel. There are several other interesting aspects about microbiome which we will continue discussing in our next video. So stay tuned.